I want us to do is we should be able to directly go for what is called as the option strategies, wherein you are buying a share and you are buying in terms of the options also. So this is referred to as a synthetic call option. So I want you guys to look into this section, which is called as 3.4.5, which is synthetic long call. Synthetic long call here refers to that you are very sure that the stock that you will purchase, the share price will go up very high. So its movement will be very bullish in the next 2 to 3 months. So you will go and buy the stock. But you also know that when you buy the stock, there are always a possibility that if the stock price goes down, then you will have lot of losses, you will have margin call, everything else. So in order to avoid it, what you will be doing is you will be going for something called as the put options. So if this is the case, you will be able to notice that you would have understood the logic by now, that the call option which is there, wherein the buyer has the right to buy. The put option is nothing but where the buyer has the right to sell. Okay. So if this is the case, you will be able to notice if you are going for a synthetic long call, what you are doing is you are buying the stock with the belief that the share price will go high, but you are also taking care of the losses that you will be able to incur if it goes down. So what you are doing is you are going and buying in terms of a put option. Now, when you buy the put option, you will be able to notice any losses in the stock which happens will always be compensated by the gains that you are making in the put option. Because when you become the buyer of the put option, if the spot prices goes down, you will start making profit. If the spot prices goes up, you will be able to notice that your losses are limited to the premium amount which has been paid. So whoever wants to come into investments, and if they want to go about buying the shares, everything else, in order to hedge the risk, what they will do is they will always go for combining two things. So you are going for buying the stock, you are going for buying the put option. This together will result in what is referred to as a synthetic long call. So what we'll do is we'll try to have a look at how you combining the stock as well as in terms of the put option will result in something called as a synthetic long call. So if that is the case, this is the problem which is given. What I uh, have tried to minimize in terms of the contents here, what I want you to have a look at is you will be able to notice a person who is there, he is very bullish when he is going and purchasing the share. But at the same time, since he wants to avoid in terms of the losses, what he is trying to do is he is trying to go and buy in terms of a put option. Now, what you have to be very careful about is when you go and buy the share and buy in terms of the put option, you have to be able to notice here that the strike price of the put option that you will be able to buy, okay, we should be in terms of what is called as the OTM strike price. That means you will be not making any money when you go for buying in terms of the put option, but you are of the stronger belief that the markets are very bullish in nature. So if you come across if you have an opinion that the market is going to be very bullish in nature, then you will be able to adopt this strategy which is referred to as a synthetic long call option. So what we'll do is we'll just copy the same thing. Okay, this is the problem which is there. Now remember that now what we are doing is we are going and combining things. Now be very careful, understand this very, very carefully. And then what happens is we will be combining like 3 call options, 4 call options, 2 put options. So during that time, this is the fundamentals that you should be able to go through. So if that is the case, the first option which has been there is you will be able to notice that A part is nothing but what has been given. So if you are looking at it, XYZ, the person who is there, he is bullish about the stock. He buys the stock at the current market price of rupees 4,000 on 4th of July. That means he has bought the stock, and this share which he has bought is rupees 4,000. Okay, and once we understand for one stock, you will be able to understand it for a contract also. So that's why I have not taken it as bought 1,000 shares at so and so. Okay, that's not required. Now, once you have bought the stock, you will be able to notice to protect against the fall in the price of the ABC Limited stocks, he will be able to buy ABC Limited put options. So he will buy the put option. When he buys the exercise price of the put option, you will be able to notice the strike price is 3,900. So if it is 3,900, why it is referred to as OTM? Let's have a look at it. And then you have got the premium amount that he will be paying because he is a buyer. He is nothing but 143.80. And then once he has it, you will be able to notice that any contract which is there will be for 3 months contracts, and then here the he buys ABC Limited at the current market price, and the spot prices which are there has been given. So these are the spot prices. Okay, so these are in terms of the spot prices which are there. Now once you have these spot prices, first and foremost thing for this strategy to apply, what we should be able to look at is the put option that we have bought should always be OTM. Okay, OTM refers to as out of the money option. So if that is the case, if I want to consider in terms of out of the money, if I roughly draw it, this is the case. You have got the exercise price which is there is 3,900. This is 3,900, and the current price of the stock at which he has bought, this is nothing but 4,000. So this is 4,000, and when you are going for specifically on the put option, always remember that you are always bearish. So since you are always bearish, if the markets go down, then only you will start making in terms of the profit. So this is the current market price, and then if the premium amount which is there is 143.80, somewhere okay, lesser than, you have to be able to. So if you have paid 143.80, and if I look at the exercise price, and example that this was nothing but our exercise price minus the premium amount. So now you will be able to notice for any person to who have bought the put option, he will be regarded as he has bought a in the money put option when the spot price is lesser than the exercise price. Okay, but you will be able to notice the spot price which is there is greater than the exercise price. That means the buyer is not yet making money, and thus this is referred to as OTM, or out of the money option. So since the first condition for majority of the strategies is you should be able to always take in terms of the out of the money option. So if this is the case, the second option that you have is you should be able to come up with in terms of the payoff diagram. So this is the payoff diagram for the buyer of, first we'll take it as stock, And once we have done, I'll take in terms of, this is payoff diagram for buyer of the put option. And once you have come up with this, once you have understood this part, I'll combine them both of them together. Why I'm trying to do this is, you will be able to notice many of the problems which are there when you draw in terms of the diagram. When you combine them together, that's where the actual problem comes. Is if I have this is because there are a lot of spot prices which are there, I'll just take it. And so you will be able to notice, since I am buyer of the stock, so investments, all we are talking about is buying and selling based upon various strategies. So you decided to buy it at 4,000. So if you have decided to buy it at 4,000, so what I need to do is, I need to just come up with this upward slope, that's all. Because I know that whoever buys the stock, if the spot prices is greater than at what he bought, okay, he will always make profit. If the spot prices in the future is lesser than, he will always make losses. Okay, so due to that reason, the line which is there is nothing but it is an upward slope with unlimited profit and unlimited losses. So this is the case. So if this is the case, you will be able to notice that if I come across these values which are there, which is 3,400, 3,600, then 4,000. Now you will always come across these decimals points which are there. This is what you will be looking at in terms of the strategies. When you combine both buyer as well, the stock as well as the put option, how will this be able to help you? So 4,200, this is 4,400. So if I just take this example, what I want you now, all of you to do is, if you drag across, you have this synthetic long call which is there. So just go to right click, move or copy, create a copy, go to the synthetic long call. So you will have this synthetic long call, just clear all these, okay, so that you will be able to do on your own. So if I just copy this, okay, so here all we have bought it is for 4,000, which means that if the value which is here, if the value is 3,400, when it comes to investments, it is much simpler, that all we do is 4,000 is what I have bought. And if the spot price tomorrow, okay, 2 months now from now or 3 months from now is 3,400, it will always result in a loss, and this loss will be nothing but it will be negative. It will be negative 600. Now, if that is the case, you will be able to notice the same methodology which is there. You will be able to follow the same methodology. Just a minute. So here you'll make it as minus 400. This is minus 200. When it comes to 4,000, when you are a buyer of a stock, this will be your break-even point which is there. And similarly, anything greater than this amount will always result in profit. So 143.8. Then you will have similarly 200. 600 and 800. Now, when it comes to in terms of the net payoff from a point of view of the put options, now what I want you to notice here is, if I want to draw in terms of the diagram, you have to be very careful with respect to, one is the premium amount and another is in terms of the exercise price. So exercise price which is there is given as, this amount is given as 3,900. So 3,900 which is there, and then 143.80. So this will be able to result in the 3756.2. So here. So since we are going for put option, you should be always subtracting the premium amount. Now, if this is the case, since I want more space, I'll just take this. Okay. So so if you have it, now you'll be able to notice that this is 3,900. So first and foremost, whenever you come across any problem, you should be able to first say, what is the premium amount which has been paid? And since the premium amount which is there is nothing but 143.80. If I consider it somewhere here, what you should be able to now do is you have to be able to join the line up till your exercise price. And this will be okay. So this will be nothing but exercise price minus the premium. So now you will be able to notice what is the strategy which is adopted here is, if you come across two lines in this way, if you come across two lines in this way, it means that there is unlimited losses. Similarly, if you come across in terms of these two lines, this means that this line will continue forever. This is going to be unlimited profits. So if you have bought a stock, if there is a tendency that the share prices, if it goes down in the future, the losses that you will be making here should be compensated with the profits that you will be able to make by going for the put option. And if you are going for, if the spot price is going to be greater than your exercise bar, your purchase price, you will be making profits here, which is also in terms of unlimited. Okay, but you will be able to notice the premium that you will be paying for the put option will be to an extent of 143.80 only, which means if I go for combining put option as well as in terms of buying of a stock, the break-even point which will be there, the break-even point will be nothing but this one and this one will get cancelled. You will be able to notice all you are paying extra amount is for the premium amount plus 4,000 rupees. So if I take 4,000 rupees plus the premium of 143.80, your break-even point will be nothing but what? 4,000 plus 143.8 will be nothing but 4,143.80 will be nothing but is your break-even point if you go for what is called as a synthetic call. Why it is referred to as a synthetic call? Let's have a look at it. So if I have got these values, you can go back to the Excel sheet. You have here the template that you can work with. So all we are saying is here, so if I copy this, so all we are saying here is if the value which is there, this is for a simple stock, okay, not even put option. So here equals to, if this value which is there, if it is greater than 4,000, we'll make profit, or otherwise we'll make losses. So you will be able to notice that since I have got this 4,000, I will be able to take this cell, keep it constant, function F4, and then when we go for 4,600, the losses will reduce. When you come to 4,000, this is the price at which you have bought the stock, and later on when the spot prices goes up, you will start making profits in the same way. So this is always resulting from buying of a stock. Now once you have talked about it, now we have to be able to talk about in terms of the put option also. So if that is the case, you will be able to notice that if I am talking about the option here, okay, so if I'm talking about it, all I want here is this 3,400, since it is lesser than our exercise price plus exercise price minus the premium. So you will be able to notice whatever this difference which is there, that will be our profits. If the value which is there falls somewhere in between 3,900 and 3,756.2, you will be able to notice the buyer of the put option will definitely exercise, because his losses which were there were 143.80, it will start reducing. Okay, so anything which is lesser than 3,900, you will definitely exercise, but it has to be greater than exercise price minus the premium. Any value which is greater than 3,900, you will be able to notice he will not exercise, and thus he will be able to lose maximum amount of 143.80. So if I take here, in this case, this will be nothing but 3,400. So what we'll have to do is 3,756.2. This is just for your understanding, though you might know it. So this is 3,400. So this will be able to result in, you will be able to notice that it will be able to result in 356.2. So I'll take it as 356.2. And once it is the case 3,600, we'll do 3,756.2 minus 3,600, that will be our gain, which is nothing but 156.2. And later on, you know that what we have to be able to understand here is, this is where it is trickier, is for the reason that if I get a spot price which is at 3,800, which is between 3,756 and 3,900, what we should be able to do here is, you know that if I get as 3,900, I'm losing everything, 143, the 143.80. But if it becomes 3,899, he will definitely go for exercising, which means 143 will become 142.80. That means his losses is now becoming less and less. So if that is the case, what we are trying to do here is, if the spot price which is there falls somewhere in between 3,756.2 and 3900. What I'll do is whatever is 3756, I'll subtract that value with the spot price. I will be able to get some value, and I know that this value will be much lesser than the loss of 143.80. So if I go here, what I'll do here is 3756.2 minus, if I get 3800, you will be able to notice that you get the loss of minus 43. Okay, so minus 43.8. So if you get minus 43.8, you will be able to notice why do you go and exercise is for the reason that your losses are actually becoming less, and due to that reason, I'm just saying that if it is anything lesser than or equal to, if it is equal to, the entire 143.80 is gone. If it is lesser than, then you will be able to notice this is nothing but whatever the value that you have, minus 43.80. And now you'll be able to notice anything which is 4000. Okay, anything which is greater than the exercise price, we all know that this will result in maximum gains of 143.80 only. Okay, so this will continue forever. So no matter what the price is later on, this will be able to result in 143.80 continuously. So same thing here also, that if you come across in terms of the net payoff from the put option, apply the same methodology which is there, equals to if what we are now saying, equals to if we are now saying that here the spot price which is there, if the spot price is lesser than, if the spot price is lesser than our break-even point, then always do it as 3756.2 minus the spot price. This will be always our profits. If, and we are saying if the value is between 3756.2 and 3900, if it is in between, then I'll say if this spot price which is there is greater than 3756.2, and if this price is lesser than our exercise price of 3900, then what I'll do is I'll take whatever the spot price is. I want in terms of the value to be negative in nature. So if that is the case, I'll take it as 3756.2 minus whatever is in terms of my spot price, comma, if the value turns out to be greater than 3900, I will lose maximum of 143.80. So you will be able to notice that you have got 143.8 if you have kept it constant. So this will result in 356.2, 156, then 43.8, 143. And now you will be able to notice no matter what is going to be your share price after 3900, it will always result in 143.8. That will be the maximum losses which is there. Now if we go for combining, what we always do is, since this is the payoff that we'll have on the assumed Nifty prices, this is the payoff that you will have in terms of the put options. Now, since I am going for combining both stock as well as in terms of put options, I will be combining the values that I have made. So if I take the sum of the values, put options as well as in terms of the stock, you will be able to notice that first is 243.8, then 243, then 243, which means if you find that if the stock price is going lesser than the price at which you purchased share, that is nothing but 4,000, you will be making a maximum loss of 240.8. You will be able to notice here that if I had taken in this way, this will be the maximum losses that you will have. The purchase price of the share is at 4,000. So anything lesser than that, it will always result in a losses. So what you're doing is you are trying to come up with in terms of the put option. So you'll be able to notice the maximum losses that you will have is to an extent of 243.8, beyond which when you come to 4143.80, this is going to be a break-even point because you have paid 4,000 rupees, you have paid 143.8 as a premium amount. That means your break-even point will be the price at which you have bought the share and the premium amount. So anything greater than that, you will be able to notice that it will always result in gains. Okay, which means you will be now able to notice this looks like a call option. It looks like a buyer of the call option. So due to that reason, you will be now able to notice that if you go for a synthetic long call, you will be able to notice you buy the stock, you buy in terms of the put option. Ultimately, what you are trying to do is you are trying to synthetically create a long call option. So this is always referred to as in terms of synthetic long call option, which is there. And this is the first strategy that every newcomer into derivatives always takes, because everyone wants to go and buy the share. But if in case there is losses, they will always like to go for put option. So if there are any budgets, okay, if there are any new news, everyone is talking about in terms of coronavirus, everything else. Now people always believe that the economy will go up. Okay, if they feel that it is a bullish trend, but due to corona news, the markets might go down. So in this case, what you will be doing, you will be going and buying a share. You already have bought a share, for example, but now you will be able to go and buy a put option in order to hedge your lower side or downside risk. And thus, this is always referred to as in terms of a synthetic long call.